Hello, Paige LaGrange here at the Cumberland County Public Library, and today is Book Blurb Day. Today I want to share with you a book called The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. This book has been on several of the bestseller lists, reading lists that are recommended, and one day Mandy and I were in the stacks looking for books for a patron, and she says, "This book is on all the lists. People have been talking about it. I didn't realize we had it." And I thought, well. And I read the back of it and I thought, this might be a good story. It is fantasy fiction, so if that's not your genre, you know, it's a good story, but you would have to use a lot of imagination. But ultimately, it's about Celia and Marco. The story begins when they're children. Celia's mother commits suicide, and she's presented to her father, who she doesn't know at the time, but he's an illusionist. And he decides that he's going to teach her the art of being an illusionist. And Marco is a young boy in an orphanage, and there's another illusionist who he and Celia's father compete with each other to be the best. And they do this through their students. And so he adopts Marco and decides to teach him how to be an illusionist as well. Well, throughout the story, they grow up and become who they're going to be, and all the while, this circus, this night circus, comes into being. And Celia becomes the illusionist for the night circus, while Marco does a lot of the administrative duties of the night circus. And it's only as the story fleshes itself out that you get to see them interact together, both as illusionists. The circus only takes place at night. It appears and disappears without notice. Just one day you wake up and it's out there in a field and no one saw it coming. They don't advertise, and yet it's very popular. It travels all over the world. Again, it is fantasy fiction, so it stretches the imagination, but the author does a fantastic job of placing you right there. I mean, you feel like you were in that circus, seeing these things happen as you read through the story. Again, it was an enchanting read, and I really enjoyed it. If you like fantasy fiction and aren't too put out by the idea of illusionists and a touch of magic here and there, you might enjoy this book. So again, The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. If you would like to check it out, give us a call at the library at 270-864-2207.